It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work. And I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results. And so therefore, once again, do your own work. We have long recommended as one of the key silver miners that we like, Endeavor Silver, and that continues to this day. However, if you've looked at the price action of Endeavor along with other silver miners in the last couple months, we've had the biggest drop in the case of Endeavor from close to 40%, from over $10 a share to today it actually got at one point down into the 6 area. Meanwhile, silver itself was down a far smaller percentage, a little more than 10%, from 54 to 45. Actually, that's a little more than 15%. And it's already started to recover at least about a third of the loss. Why is it that the stock is much more impacted by the lesser percentage decline in silver when the fundamental info has gotten even better? Because in the last month, finally, they have said that they are in full production at their new silver mine. And since October 1, they've been not only producing at a high level, but the percentage of the silver and gold that they get out of this new mine is up to very strong percentages in the 90% range, which is what they wanted to do all along. In addition, one of the analysts has recently raised his estimate on next year's earnings to $1.30. And with the stock at 6 or 7, this implies that if he or she's right, then I think we're talking about a stock, even without any further increase in the prices of silver and gold, that is something like 5 or 6 times next year's earnings. And on top of that, almost all of that gain in earnings is happening right now. We've already had a month of the fourth quarter, the month of October, when all those earnings are now pumping along. So this to me indicates that it's a particularly good time to buy Endeavor. And I would also say we're in a situation where this kind of a market where you can get very dramatically greater increases or decreases in the price of a stock based on short-term phenomenon is something we have to be careful of, and which is why if anybody like occasionally yours truly is on margin and you get a situation like this and you start to get the stocks going against you, I strongly recommend you don't wait to cut back on your position to not get a margin call, but you do that relatively quickly and conservatively. But as a total focus here, I think there's rarely been as good a time for buying Endeavor Silver as right now. And the final thing I would say is that you will see in this video how many bullish opportunities there are in silver itself. And that's something that is very important, and why I think, to give an example, if the $1.30 plus comes through and we get 15 times earnings on that, the stock could triple in 6 months. So consider buying Endeavor Silver. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, you can find that on Amazon.